Good morning, good morning. I think I've learned the trick to getting a good night's sleep. It's 2 Tylenol PMs, or it's Advil PM. Not 1, 2. And I have to let a little bit of air out of my sleeping pad so that it's just a little bit softer, because when it's fully inflated, it's more like a bouncy house. I just roll right off of it. Oh my goodness. So I'm still set up. I'm at that funky, I don't know what kind of tree it is. I'm going to show a picture and maybe somebody will know. Oh my god, I just looked at myself in the camera. Oof, morning face. Bags under my eyes, that's like suitcases. My word. So, yesterday, my panic attack, which wasn't really a panic attack, I was afraid though. I hustled. I learned really quickly how fast I can move when I'm afraid or when I'm chasing daylight. The reason I really am adverse to camping completely alone, one, there's just safety in numbers. The only thing that I'm afraid of is a bear smelling anything in my tent that sounds sweet to him. There was a young man, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but not too long ago, that, am I on the right? Yes. He foolishly smothered coconut oil all over himself as a moisturizer, and then went in his tent and a bear got him and grabbed his legs and drew blood. Of course, the boy screamed, the bear screamed, ran away. The boy fled, the bear came back and ravaged his whole tent and all his equipment. But that's a food, coconut oil. I'd like to find out if, I'm just looking for my water for the day, things like, you know, Bengay or those types, Aspercreme or whatever, if those scents would attract a bear, because those things help me, but I don't dare. At night we have to hang all our food and any toiletries that have an odor, so I'm thinking I really shouldn't do that. This is my water source for the morning. So I am about to just fill up, make sure I have 2 full liters. Anyway, the reason that I'm afraid at night and didn't want to be completely alone, I get rid of all my scented things, so it's not that I'm afraid a bear is just going to attack me, but I am really, really bad at throwing the rock, you know, throwing my bear bag. I know how to do it. I can tie the knots and I can, you know, hoist it up and hoist it down and all that. It's getting the rock bag over a limb that's, you know, 12 feet in the air. I don't have a good enough arm. And if I were alone at a tent area and couldn't get the rock bag over the tree, my food bag would not be hung and out of the way, and the bear would say, dinner and dessert. So that's why I really don't want to be alone. If I really had more confidence in throwing the rock bag, I wouldn't be as nervous. So I need to work on that. I'm going to be practicing my baseball pitch. But right now I'm having my oatmeal in a bag, filling up my water, breaking down my tent. My goal today is 10 miles minimum. I'd like to do 12, and here's the change I want to make. I've noticed my foot feels a lot better after I rest, even if it's just for half an hour. So, like right now, it doesn't hurt at all. So I thought if I walked 4 hours this morning and then took 2 hours off, it's usually around mile 3 or 4 that my foot is really starting to ache, but not hurt. So if I walk 4 hours today, this morning, stop for 2 hours, like just stop, have lunch, put my feet up, maybe even set up my tent, lie down, whatever, and then walk another 4 hours. I should be able to get like 12 miles in. I don't know, maybe not, maybe I'm just too optimistic, but we'll see. So it's early. I woke up at 6:30 and I got up and made my coffee, made my oatmeal, and I was just chatting with Jason. He's a hiker I met, if you remember, days back at Neil Gap when I was with the Trail Angels and we were serving hot dogs and beer. He was there and I met him then. And he hasn't been feeling well. He has had a fever and so forth, but he's feeling better now. But he just arrived here yesterday too. So, yeah, I was just chit-chatting, and now I'm going to fill my water and start my day. I'll keep you posted. Can't go under it. Can't go around it. Must go over it. Huh. Just straddle it. Okay, video camera off. This has been the mountain this morning. I think I'm about half a mile from the top. I'm about 3/4 of the way up this mountain, but the name of it's not on my guide, not that I could see anyways. And it says there's a view here, so I'm making my way to the edge. It says I can see Hiawassee, which is the town that I had stayed in to rest my foot. Oh, how pretty. Pretty, pretty. Ugh. Hey, that's nice. Yeah. Don't get too close to the edge. Ah! Kidding. What a view, huh? So if that's Hiawassee down there, which is the only thing I can see, yep. Oh yeah, and there's the Lake Chatoog or something like that. Which means I have climbed from there, all these mountains here, all these little hills and stuff. I was over that, and then more behind the trees to get to here. And I'm heading in that direction. I don't know, no, that would be heading back south, so I'm heading up those mountains. That's pretty. So Hiawassee, one day while I was resting my foot, I was so bored, I hobbled a couple blocks to the library and learned the history of Hiawassee, who was a Cherokee Indian girl, and I can't remember the name of the boy. He was from the Catawba tribe, and they didn't get along well with the Cherokees. And this young Indian boy was in love with Hiawassee. Hiawassee means beautiful fawn, and he wanted to marry her, but Hiawassee's father said absolutely not. And they begged and cried, whatever, and he said, okay, I'll grant you permission to marry my daughter if you can find somewhere in these mountains if you can find the lake that is fed by 2 streams. So he went off in the mountains and walked for days and weeks and months, I don't know how long, to find this remote lake that is fed by 2 streams. And he was just about to give up. He stopped to rest, and he looked over, and there were 3 fawns, 3 beautiful fawns, frolicking in the woods. And he was hungry, and knowing he had a long walk home, he went in pursuit of the fawns, thinking dinner. And as he approached the fawns, and they kept scattering ahead of him and led him to a lake. And as he arrived at the lake, he saw a stream on either side of it. And that is what Hiawassee's father wanted. So as he excitedly started to return home, he ran into Hiawassee walking up the path and explained to her that he found the stream and that her father would now give him permission to marry her. And she said, basically, not a chance in hell. He will never grant this. So they decided to run away together. And that's where the story gets a little fuzzy, because they did end up marrying and returning, and the husband, whatever his name is, ended up becoming chief of the Cherokees and was very instrumental in creating peace between the Catawba and Cherokee tribes. And there is the story of how the town of Hiawassee, right there, got its name. History lesson of the day. When there's a water source, but it's just too close to the rocks to get into your bottle, you improvise and use a leaf. Nourishment. Oh crap. Oh, cockapoo-poo, I don't want to do this. There's nothing to hold on to. Can I do it? Oh, and then there's, oh great. That's just awesome. Oh my god. I don't like it. I don't like it. Ah! I didn't die. I lived. I can't believe this just happened. Completely loose. It's gonna pop off. Oh shit. Are you serious? I've got at least 35 miles before I'm in a town. Shit. I have a decision to make this morning. It's 7 o'clock in the morning and I've just gotten out of my tent and just walked up away from the other campers so I don't wake them. But my tooth broke yesterday. I keep pushing it back in. I know you can't see it. I took one bite of a banana and it fell out. So I can't even finish this. It's not going to happen. Trying to make a decision. I either step off the trail now, but I can't because the road, this is like a service road, but the sign here says that they are working on the road from, I don't know, until May 4th, which is a couple days from now, and it's closed daily until 5 o'clock. So I can't call a shuttle or get out of here until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So I either stay put and hang out and call a shuttle at 5 o'clock to bring me down into Franklin, and then see the dentist and get that fixed, and then get a shuttle back here tomorrow or whatever to start hiking from here, because I gotta hike up the whole trail, of course, or just hike. But the next opportunity to get off the trail is 20 miles, so 19 miles, and for me that's at least 2 days, and I don't know, I can barely eat. A banana just made my tooth fall out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Murphy is chasing me. Murphy is chasing me. When I crossed over into North Carolina, I was like, yay, Georgia's over. It was bringing me bad luck. And I was only a mile into North Carolina, maybe 2 miles, and my tooth falls out. It is just a cap, and that's okay. I think I just need, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm hiking. The road is closed, so I'm hiking to the next possible place that I could reach a parking lot and get a shuttle. So I'm hiking and hope my tooth doesn't fall out. Nobody's passed me. It looks like I'm first on the trail, on this trail. Looks like I'm first on the trail, and I keep getting cobwebs in my face. I have to laugh because the guy I was hiking with, he's still packing up his tent. He says if my tooth does fall out, I'll be a North Carolina 11. That's an insult. deer. The trail I'm following right now is off the AT, and it's the Kimsey Trail. And I'm taking it, I think it's 4 miles down to a place where a shuttle can get to me because the roads are closed in certain parts of the mountain. And I have to say, I've been on this trail for probably an hour and a half, maybe an hour. It's really cool. I really like this trail. It's like an obstacle course. There's a lot of trees down that I had to duck under one. The others were too low for me to duck under. Well, one I had to take my backpack off and climb under and pull the backpack through. Most of the others I had to climb over. This creek that I'm following, between rocks and logs, I'm constantly having to cross it, which is kind of cool because it's doable and it's not, oh, it looks really deep here though. Never mind. And I think I might have to, no, it's following me. Anyway, it's really cool. It's not really challenging up or down. It's you know, gradually going down the mountain to whatever road I'm supposed to meet this guy at. But there are still some ups, but it's just challenging enough, and it's just a pleasant, welcome, relaxing walk compared to the AT, which is what I signed up for. As soon as I get my tooth fixed, I will be back on the AT, and then I have to make a decision whether, what is this? Huh? Where's the trail? Is that the trail? I'll be back. Okay, the trail is there. You see the blue blaze on that tree? So I'm here, and I need to go over this stuff. And then I have to, how am I going to do this? I have to get past these branches onto that little sand barge, and then I'm not sure, over there. This is really fun, and I think as far as my morale, it's welcome, actually. I'm really getting down. Week 1, you know, with my hiking partner being so sick and having to, you know, call the emergency responders. Week 2, getting that fracture in my foot, which has been bothering me ever since. Week 3, I've got a loose cap that's basically hanging by a thread and preventing my eating. But it led me off. I was really bummed out to step off the trail and take a blue blaze. But it is so peaceful and so fun. This is so fun. Yeah, I think it's good for me. And I'll get back on the trail. I'll get back on the AT. I'm going to hit every blaze. No worries. And now I have to go here. I'll just be walking along the water on those rocks. I better not fall in. So right now I'm just going to see how angled they are. I need to get over the other fallen trees are where I am. I don't know if you remember from one of my Q&A videos, I have a fear of water. So much for this being fun. Oh, mommy! I'm alive! Success. This is cool. It's tackling my fear of the water. Oh, that was slippery. This looks safe, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, how risky is this? There's new planks with new bolts, so I'm going to trust it. Yeah. This whole trail here is basically a river that I'm going to follow. I'm hopping rocks.